Heading down to Kentucky this morning to go work on a bus. Got everything moved out of the 3/4 ton and into my 1/2 ton for this trip. This truck gets like twice the gas mileage of the other one. So Montezuma boxes moved over. I've got blocks, jacks. There's more of them under the toolbox. I've got some stuff in my hand here, so let me go put that down and show you what I got in the cab. All right, in the back seat, I've got a toolbox right there. It's got a bunch of specialty tools in it. Got some mats on top of it. Should only be there for one day, but if it's only a one day, it's gonna be at least a 16-hour day. So I packed clothes for a couple days. You never know what you're gonna run into. I've got a kit down there. It's got electrical connectors, cotter pins, stuff like that, roll pins. That backpack has my bigger electric impacts and all my bigger wrenches in it. 3/4 and 1/2 inch drive torque wrench. I got some new gloves I picked up yesterday. My drill, dead blow, 3/4 drive socket set. Best hand towels you guys can use. Under the seat, I've got a long 1/2 inch drive ratchet. I've got a pry bar, got a cordless grinder. They just kind of tuck up out of the way. I've got my cooler, my boots are up front, spare batteries. Everything has a battery on it as it is. Spare cutoff wheel and flap disc, my lights. That's pretty much it. It's loaded up and ready to go. So I've got to run to the gas station, get some ice for the cooler, and then we'll be on the road. Just got into Kentucky, crossed over, jumped off of 65 onto 64, heading towards Lexington now. I probably should have actually looked at the route that we're taking there first. I'm not actually sure where in Kentucky I'm going, but we'll figure it out. We're a little over 2 hours of the drive, so about the halfway point. I know it's in the middle of nowhere, but that's about the most of what I was told. So we'll figure it out as we go. Every time I end up in southern Kentucky, I forget how much I love this area. Like, I'm from Indiana, so I'm used to everything being flat. We really don't have hills or mountains or anything. Just being able to see scenery like this, like, we don't have that anywhere near where I'm from. I can look out over a lot of cornfields. It's, you know, flat for the most part. Might actually take a vacation while I'm down here, maybe stay an extra day. Well, once again, my day working on a bus did not go as planned. I actually did not film anything I did today, unfortunately. I know that kind of sucks for you guys, but when I had spoke to the customer, I knew this bus needed a relay valve for the brakes. This is the one that Dad had stopped by on his way through. Got the clutch freed up for him. It's been sitting here for almost 15 years. So when I got here, there were a few other repairs that they needed that no one had informed me of. So to start with, we had an intermittent starting issue with the starter solenoid. The customer took it upon themselves to order a new one, and I installed it for them to find we still had the same issue. So real quick check of the wiring, and I found that we were not getting an adequate ground to it. So I grabbed the wiring kit out of my toolbox. I made a new ground wire. It just grounded to the panel, so somewhere in the wire we have a break. Other than that, I hopped underneath of it then to replace the relay valve. The relay valve that they were sent was incorrect. So I started looking at what was actually going on with the relay valve and why we were having an issue. And what I ended up finding was a mud dauber nest inside of it. So we got it cleaned up, actuated the brakes, and I now have working brakes again. So, yeah, I mean, it's up and going, it's working. We did a test drive around the property here, and the brakes work perfect. It starts, takes off, it even has reverse. So as far as that goes, I got a hold of the customer again. The customer lives up in Wisconsin and the bus is in southern Kentucky. I'm near the Tennessee border. I believe this is her uncle's house and it's his bus. But it's working. We got it back up and going. So I'm gonna call this a success. Not exactly the way I planned on it going, but the bus does run and drive again.